أدى التفوق الاقتصادي للإنجليزية في التجارة العالمية إلى سيطرتها في الأسواق المالية الدولية، مما خلق طلبا هائلا للأخبار المالية بالإنجليزية.
Good morning and welcome to Asia Business Report.
The BBC's 24-hour international news and information channel.
English really has a pole position in terms of the way that the whole world of finance and economics operates in. Almost all economists have been trained in English wherever they studied in the world. It's the language of the markets, and of course that makes our job as business journalists much easier because there's a certain level of knowledge that you can assume, and the words you use translate relatively well across international boundaries.
Let's return now to the money desk and see what Guy's got for us this time. He's having a look at some of those financial stocks which are moving on the market.
That's right. Well, banks very much in the spotlight today because we've had a report out from the UK. And there is clearly vocabulary that goes with accounting. There is a vocabulary of the balance sheet. There's a vocabulary of the stock market, initial public offerings, mergers and acquisitions, investment banking. All have their own vocabularies, their own shortcuts, their own jargon.
I think there are two types of jargon. There's the type that's really become much more mainstream and that's evolved out of the language of business into the mainstream. Terms like bull and bear market, one hears all the time, far beyond the trading floor. So those are ones that, as business journalists, one can use and, again, assume a certain amount of knowledge. But then there are other terms, like, for instance, blue chips, and that's a term which is used all the time, but we still have viewers all over the world who will write to us once in a while and ask us to explain that term. So one gets an idea of what is in the mainstream and what is still specialist language.
Thank you very much. Well, it's that time of the year again when the quarterly FTSE changes begin to take hold. Tonight, closing numbers will be used by the statistics.
10 years ago, 90% of Daimler Chrysler shareholders were in Germany. They spoke German. The brokers spoke German to the buyers and to the sellers. Nowadays, probably 10 or 20% of the shareholder base is in Germany, and probably 50% is in the United States. And so the whole profile of the company, the profile of the shareholder base has changed, and with it, the language that the stockbrokers, that the management have to use to communicate with each other.
I think with everyone moving towards a 24-hour global trading day, everyone wakes up in the morning, wants to know what's happened in Asia or in the US, depending where in the world you're waking up. And I think the fact that so much business communication is done in English speeds up that entire process of people needing to assimilate the information as quickly as possible and use it to make their decisions on the trading floors.